Hello everyone, welcome back to Chicopee Woods Golf Academy. I'm Zane Smith here. Today we're going to be talking about posture. This is the second part of our fundamental series. I hope you go back and check out the video we did on the grip. And today we're going to be working on posture. Now in golf, right, just like any other sport, posture is super important. So in a lot of active sports, right, physical sports, I'm going to see a few things, okay? I'm going to see a very active posture, very athletic posture. And what that means is, generally speaking, I'm going to feel the weight toward the toes, right? And that's the reason is because, like, say in basketball or football, I don't want somebody to be able to blow by me, right? So I've got my weight. I'm never going to have my weight on my heels. I don't want to get caught back on my heels and fall over, right? So in golf, right, I want to see a similar kind of weight distribution when it comes to the feet, right? So right here, you can see my shoes. I want to see the weight right here at the balls of the feet, right? The balls of the feet. So there you've got the toes right up here. You've got the heels right down here. And I want it right above this arch right here, this little ridge. I want it right here, right on the balls of the feet, okay? And what that's going to do is it's going to help you keep that weight balance throughout your swing, right? And your posture is going to help you do that. Right? Just like in baseball, just like in basketball, just like in football. Now, whenever we're talking about posture during the swing, right? So it helps with weight distribution, but it's also going to help because we have the ball somewhere where it's in no other sport, right? And that's on the ground. So in baseball, right? If I'm thinking of baseball, I'm going to hit the ball right about here, right? Right around chest, belly level, right? And so my posture is going to be very upright, okay? I'm going to be standing like this. I'm going to be standing pretty upright because I'm going to be hitting the ball right there, okay? Now, in tennis, same kind of thing. Generally speaking, the ball is coming in right around the waist area, right? So I'm going to still stand a little more upright whenever I'm swinging through, okay? But you'll notice a little more spine tilt. You'll notice a little more spine tilt there just because I'm trying to hit the ball at a little bit of a lower position. And this all depends on how tall you are as well. Okay? In golf, if I'm taking a look at my posture, I want to make sure that I'm getting my butt back so that my chest is able to face the ball, right? So I've got my ball here. I want to get my butt back so I'm able to face the ball, right? And what that's going to allow us to do is that's also going to allow us to rotate. Just like, so in baseball, right, I've got to rotate around this axis, right, my spine, right? So I've got to pivot. We call that a pivot. I'm going to pivot around my spine and turn, right? I'm going to turn around my center of gravity and poof, hit it, right? In tennis, same kind of thing, okay? So in tennis, right, I'm going to take the tennis racket and I'm going to pivot around this foot right here and drive the ball forward. Notice I've got a little spine tilt. I'm facing my ball. I'm driving through it, right? And I'm keeping that spine tilt unless I'm trying to manipulate the ball in some special way. And you'll see a lot of this in active sports, right? Because you're trying to get the ball to spin and do stuff while that ball's moving. In golf, that ball isn't moving anymore, so I don't need to really worry about that. But what I'm going to try and do is I'm just going to try and make sure that I've got the weight on the balls of the feet right here. And then I'm going to try and make sure that I'm putting the butt back, facing my chest more toward the ground. Okay, now I don't have to be like this, right? But I do want the middle sternum here, I do want that kind of pointing. Think of like a thread attached to that ball, okay? And what that's going to allow us to do is whenever we turn, notice I'm turning around that spine angle. If I were in an upright position, just like this, I would be turning more around myself. And that's a lot more distance for that club to travel. And not only that, it's gonna increase the amount of shots we hit in error because now my margin of error is much slimmer, right? I can't make a lot of mistakes whenever I do that. If I get my path a little more upright, that's going to increase the space, right? That's going to increase the space that club face is square. So that club face is going to be square longer, right? And that's what I want to try and do as a golfer. I want to have a swing that gets the face square longer, okay? So I'm going to turn just like this, and I'm going to feel something. I like to feel this, this shoulder go toward this right knee. So the left shoulder toward the right knee. I'm going to turn, and then I'm going to turn through, right? I'm going to try to do the same thing. So turn, back, turn through. And you'll notice I keep that same spine angle on the way back, right here, and on the way through, right there, right? I'm just going to turn and rotate around that axis, right? My spine, okay? And there's weight shift included, but we'll save that for another day, okay? So one great way we can work on this is if we take this 2x4, we lay this on the ground, and we stand right here and just get our laces over the middle of that board. And what you'll notice is now I have to, whenever I'm setting up, now I have to get my weight evenly distributed right here in the middle of the balls of my feet. Now you have to be careful, right? Because if I stand on this board on my heels and practice, then I'm just going to be, practicing a heel weighted swing, right? And that's going to be very difficult. If I've got it on the toes, right, I'm going to be practicing too much of a toe weighted swing, and that's going to be difficult. So what I need to do is make sure that it's right underneath. Usually the shoelaces are a good indicator of where to put it, but I want to place it right there on the shoelace. Okay, that's the safest option, right? Right underneath the shoelaces. That way I know relatively where I want to be. Okay, and then all I'm going to have you do to get into a good posture is we're going to think bump, back, and bend. So bump, I'm going to bump my hips a little forward. You'll notice this. So here's my spine angle, and I'm going to bump it a little forward. Okay, and all that's doing is it's going to help the club do a few things. A, it's going to get that club moving a little bit inside. A lot of people have a problem getting it inside. They swing a little too armsy. They get the club a little too outside with the hands. Okay, so it helps that. The other thing it helps is whenever we swing down, right, that's going to help me shallow the club. That's going to help the club get here in what everybody deems the slot, right? And it's going to help that club come in here on the downswing. All right, so I'm going to feel a bump, right? When I set up, I'm going to feel a bump right there. I'm going to push the hips back like that, and I'm going to bend the knees slightly. Okay, so let's do that again. So let me do it facing the camera for you. So it's a bump, back, bend, right? And you should just be able to touch the tops of the knees, right? That's a good indicator that you're in a good position. I'm going to be able to touch the tops of the knees. So I'm here. So I'm going to stand on my 2x4. Make sure that I'm in the right spot. I'm going to go bump, back, bend, right? And then I've got my club where I need to be, right? So, and you can hit balls like this too. So if I get a small tee, right? Let's just grab a small tee over here. I'm just going to place this right about where I need it to be. And the reason I'm using a tee, right, is it's for a few reasons. A, I want to focus more on my drill and less on where that ball goes, right? I want to focus on what I'm doing, focus on what my body's doing. So I'm going to make it a little easier. The second reason is because now I'm a little higher, right? I'm off the ground, so I need that ball to be a little higher too. Otherwise, I'm going to be practicing for a chunk, right? Because if I'm ground level, right, if I go back down to ground level, now that club's going to bottom out lower, right? So I want that club to bottom out way above the ground whenever I'm swinging on the 2x4. So here I am. I've got my ball there, and I'm just going to make sure that I'm the right distance away. I'm going to just do this. Ready? I'm going to go bump, back, bend, and I'm just going to chip it. Right? And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do that over and over again until it feels natural, right? Until my weight distribution feels natural. And then what I'm going to do, I'm taking the same ball, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to do it about 10 times, right? Then I'm going to go bump, back, and bend. And then I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit further back, right? Gonna go a little bit further back, maybe here, right? Maybe just above waist. And do the same thing, right? And then I might even go halfway back, okay? One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to do full swings like this, because obviously there's an obvious thing I'm not trying to do. And that is, whenever we swing through, there's no way to get up on the toe easily on the board, right? So that can trip a lot of people up. I don't recommend trying to swing full. However, we can definitely do half swing, right? Because with a half swing, I'm just gonna go up here, and then on the way through, I'm just gonna match, right? And I can get this thing to roll, I can get that foot to roll, but what I can't do is I can't get it up on the toe. So just make sure that we do a few things when we're doing this, okay? Let's just recap real quick. So the first thing is, I wanna make sure that I'm getting some spine tilt, right? I wanna make sure that I'm getting some spine angle. Get that butt back, right? So I can face the ground. Second thing is that I want the weight to be evenly distributed on my feet to where it's on the balls of the feet, right? Just above that arch on your foot, okay? And then the last thing is I want a little bit of spine angle, right? I want a little bit of spine angle. That's gonna help me shallow the club. That's gonna help me turn, right? Turn around myself as opposed to just swinging with all arms. Right? So just make sure you do these things, and I guarantee you'll see a difference. Okay? So again, this has been Zane Smith with Chicopee Woods Golf Academy. I hope this fundamental series is really helping you guys. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And we'll see you back here with the next video. Hope you guys hit it straight out there.